All right. Guys, it is the final deciding match of the group stage. We have Showtime in the top right, Team Hour, the Fortress, the German Wall, the man that is an absolute castle, and of course, ByuN in the bottom left side, the Beast, the man that took him down before in a best of 3, but we are actually, for the first time in this tournament, getting a rematch of an earlier match. Normally, I don't really like this format because you get the rematch, and a lot of the time in the rematch, the player who won the first time loses the second time. But we'll see how it goes. Now, full disclosure, I have deepfaked ByuN's camera, guys. That is his camera from the previous series. His wrist was completely numb. He said basically he's not sure if he can keep playing. I said, I'll make an exception. We're going to have the camera off for this series. And my lovely producer has said, I don't want it to be an empty box there. We're going to deepfake his camera. We're just going to take the recording from the previous series and put it there. So it's not going to match up with what's actually happening. And I want to have full disclosure on that, because otherwise that's going to be a bit confusing. But yeah, we've got fake ByuN on camera. Thankfully, real Showtime still on camera there as well. And we will make this one-time exception. But we'll see how we go. Stargate does start up in the main base. Adept is on the way. I do love a Stargate build. Don't see them very often. But on a big, giant map like Old Republic, where it takes a while to get across the map, I think it's a good choice. Chat says ByuN will cook now. It is fascinating how ByuN, sometimes it really is, when the camera's on, when he's on stage, when the pressure's on, and then especially if he's got to play a bunch of tense late game against someone like Cyril who's favored against him, he does the pain builds, and then at a certain point his wrists just go numb. Yeah, Maru's is more of a physical handicap. It's actually like, the doctors are like, yeah, we can see what's wrong. You've been sitting curled up like a cat playing 14 hours a day for over a decade, and it's really bad because you've done no exercise or stretching or anything, and you've played a lot of Terran Bio multi-prong in that time. But Maru got an exclusion from military service. They're like, this guy will be useless to our military, which is crazy, by the way. Put that guy in a command center, let him tell where the troops to go. He'd be a massive boon to the Korean military, if you ask me. But ByuN, on the other hand, the doctors can't really find any physical cause. So it's a bit of a different case. Maru's had a lot of success with recent physiotherapy, though. Ooh, okay. The distraction at home, and that Reaper does go down for just one probe. Is this 3 Adept pressure for Showtime? Double Oracle as well. Oracle's on the left. Oracle could go in because this drop's coming out, but he hasn't seen the drop. And that's the problem, is Showtime doesn't know what's happening right now. If he loses one of these Oracles, that could be nasty. Watch out! Oh! ByuN with the boosty! The drop into the boosty. Nice move for ByuN. The medevac tracks it. He's able to get the kill, and nothing here shoots up. So he only loses 1 or 2 Marines. Very nice play there for ByuN, getting himself one of these Oracles. A Phoenix will build because there's almost nothing that shoots out. 2 Stalkers warping in on the natural as well. Medevac's heading directly towards them. Pig, if Maru was dead. Sorry, the Oracle goes into the main base. I'm sorry, Twitch chat's being funny. Oh, he runs out of energy. He only gets 2 SCVs. Oh, that's a disaster. This is not a good Oracle start for Showtime, guys. They were saying, Twitch, if Maru was in charge of the Korean military, they would just wait out the rest of the world to finish all their minerals before leaving Korea. Hey, it's not a bad strategy, man. They'd build 8 orbital command centers, a few planetary fortresses, and if you come close to them, they'll snipe you with ghosts. It's a good strategy. All right. Forge does go down. Twilight Council as well. He's building another Oracle. Oh, man. I mean, I guess he needs it for the detection to deal with the Banshee, but I don't know, man. No Twilight, no Forge. 4 Stalkers, 3 Adepts, and a Sentry. I don't know if you can even... this is going to be hard to deal with. Even just a handful of Marines and 2 Cyclones is tricky. The battery probably makes it fine, especially with the high ground advantage. The Oracle Phoenix got rebuilt, and ByuN committing to the Banshee is definitely going to cost him. Will he get enough damage for it, though? Where'd the Phoenix Oracle go, guys? Just here. Sitting in between the bases. Banshee comes in. And that's an easy cleanup. Gets 1 probe. Takes 10 Banshee shots to get through a shield battery healing a probe before it dies. Second Banshee's popped out. It's heading across the map. Not going to be able to find too much. SHOWTIME is actually in a decent spot here. He's lost 2 oracles, and yet, worker count-wise, it looks fine. Charge is on the way. Templar Archives has started. I guess the question is, when's the big medevac bio stim timing? Because the Banshees have not paid off. He's not going to find anything. Phoenix Oracle tags that one as well. I instinctively went to look at ByuN's camera and then remembered we've only got a deep fake, because I absolutely would have seen a grimace from him there. Cyclone bio moving forward. He's got the first 2 medevacs building after that initial one. Stim shields +1 will come in. No concussive just yet. SHOWTIME already getting that 4th base established. I mean, SHOWTIME's pretty light on units, and the Phoenix Oracle, of course, aren't much help in a frontal engagement. But now that he's got Zealot Archon coming in decent numbers, potentially finds the gas for Storm next. Actually, he's only playing 4 gas. 4 gas, no blink, only 2 Phoenix and a few unupgraded Stalkers. Wow. Crazy choice, man. If Clem took control of France, he'd be attacking France, Germany, Britain all at once while defending the southern border from Spain at the same time. Bio coming forward. The Zealot Archon does pull back. Good kiting so far. Oh, I like the lift. Splits the Zealot to take that first Widowmine shot. Guardian Shield does some pretty nice work. Oh, that Archon's going to go down if he's not careful. He's got to get that back to the battery. That Archon could take a whole lot of healing. Still no Storm, going +1 armor after +1 attack is finished. Should probably go +2 attack as well. Yeah, he will start it. SHOWTIME's stuck on a lower worker count in this game, but that's fine because ByuN's 3rd is so late comparatively. And I mean, having a 4th up, squeezing a few rounds of probes in, going to be amazing. It's just going to be hard to get on top with the Zealot Archon. I always like Zealot Archon as more of a flanking army, not as much as a front-on army. You see, he loses a few Zealots there, but these stims, you can't heal that instantly. Does need to keep energy recharging the sentry, though. Oh, he loses track of the enemy army. He's got to get back over here. ByuN could come in. Okay, he sees it with the stasis, slows down the advance. Widowmine drop tries to go in. The Oracle Phoenix see it, and he will be able to clean up the medevac. Zealot Archon's going to jump on top at the same time. The Guardian Shield not really helping there. It's a bit too far in the back, and you got to be careful. Oh, he's going to turn and kill those units as they come out of the stasis. That's a good move. That is a good move. SHOWTIME's supply is also just so impressive, and you can see it's the Zealot Archon game. You always have a Guardian Shield, you keep energy recharging 1 or 2 sentries, and you just do a lot of running forwards and backwards. You use your charges, get a few shots, Terran stims, starter steps, and then you just pull away. And you just basically make the Terran constantly be in a state of stimming, taking charge hits, and they can't really maintain that unless they have a massive medevac count and maybe an upgrade advantage or something like that. Second eBay Armory is coming in now. Protoss is already on 1-1 with +2 almost finished, though. Unfortunately, SHOWTIME chronos without starting +2, and he's not going Storm. He's going second Robo Bay. SHOWTIME, the Chad gamer, Zealot Archon into Colossus. Crazy. Phoenix picking up 1 or 2 of the Widow Mines. Not bad, not bad. Good Widow Mine hits landing on some of those big boys. The Archon does get popped. The Zealot Archon tries to get on top. SHOWTIME's just chasing. Is he chasing too far? This is a bit too ballsy. The Marines turn around. They want that Observer, but they are not stimmed. And the Observer's able to escape. I love the gateway on the other side. We haven't seen many Zealot counters. But if SHOWTIME can afford to get a Zealot counter in there, maybe a few Zealots in the natural, ByuN won't be able to focus on the front. We saw a real shift in ByuN versus Serral when he wasn't able to focus on that. Ghost going on 2 Colossus as well. ByuN is that good, guys. Scratching his head whilst microing mid-fight. Yes, I know he's that good, man. Pylon goes down on the low ground. Units lost tab is 1,000 in favor of ByuN. Ooh, EMPs can be really juicy on the Archons. Oh, an Archon goes down. Zealot's trying to jump on top here, but it always feels awkward chasing this army like this. You got to do the forwards and backwards, forwards and backwards. I really think just not sending any Zealot counters in is crazy for SHOWTIME, but he doesn't feel he's got the room to do it. Finally, he starts +2 armor. 2 Colossus are on the way. ByuN can't quite break through, man. 4th command center almost finished. 3 more barracks. Ghost coming in. Ship weapons. SHOWTIME has finally found the money, guys, for a run-by. When it comes to run-bys, I feel like SHOWTIME really is that woman in the toilet stall next to Elaine in Seinfeld.
Game resumed.
All right, guys, resuming the game there after a little bit of lag for Showtime. His internet connection just spiked really bad for a sec, so we took a second to pause it. Fire moving around. Colossus Zealot Archon up top, hanging out. 25 Zealots, 4 Archons once that one finishes. Still just the 1 Sentry. Just keeps on Guardian shielding, but it's very low on energy now. He really just... Anyone else would have sent 20 Zealots into this base by now. Showtime's like 3. I can spare, okay, 5 Zealots, and it's only the last Zealots as he maxes out. Well, I would rather focus on more efficient fighting front on. I do not want to just try and win with silly gimmick counterattacks. Showtime, the master of defense, finally sends his first Zealot run by in. 12 minutes into the game. The problem with this style is I do think he was in a good enough spot holding on. He could have done this earlier, found more damage. But now ByuN's actually got a good transition. He's got 2-2 finishing that'll tie up the upgrades. 2 starports, 8 barracks up, so many tech labs, only 2 reactors. The ghost count's at 7, which is decent. He does need a few more Vikings and a few more ghosts here. ByuN's not quite out of the woods yet. This is still a scary attack. Showtime going for it, man. Colossus, oh, the EMPs. His Archon's getting ruined. The Zealot's getting cleared. Oh, man. He may have chased a bit too deep. The Zealots on the right side are killing a lot of workers in the third, but he's going to lose his whole army. A devastating fight for Showtime. Tobias Zeba losing so many units there. The Zealots will have to run away. He's got good money. He's got double Robo. He chronos the Colossus, but he doesn't have Storm. If he had Storm, it's easier to defend this counterattack. I think he might lose his 4th base. He does have a 5th over here. Losing his 4th is not the end of the world, but damn, that was such a good set of EMPs for ByuN. Pulled back, and when Protoss was maximally clumped, that was when he dropped those EMPs in the middle. I don't think Showtime was massively ahead or anything in this game. I think he had a moment earlier on where if he'd started, causing problems for ByuN, maybe, but he's going to tap out now, losing his 4th. The Zealots can't get in, and ByuN makes it to late game there. Showtime going for that big timing attack, but I think he either needed to go for the Colossus earlier, if that was his plan, or needed to be a bit more dynamic with the Zealot counters, maybe a Warp Prism, something like that. Great engage for ByuN, though. Those EMPs over here were just savage. All right, guys, ByuN in the top right side of the map. Showtime in the bottom left. I thought Showtime was holding on quite well, but man, I just imagine if at some point when he was holding 2 Zealots running ByuN's natural, 6 Zealots running ByuN's third, or maybe if he flanked the army as well. I would have loved to see him like split his army up and maybe try to like commit to a full surround. Actually, the surround doesn't work because ByuN could just pick up into his medevacs and leave at any time. That's what I really hated about Showtime's position, is that he's just kind of like, even though he got a good supply lead and stuff, his tech was just a bit too late to just sit there and then rely on a Colossus timing. I thought he was going to play a bit later in the game. But he has been traumatized by late game recently, has Showtime, so I think he kind of knows he wants to finish it with Colossus before it goes up to 4 base and 2-2 and all that. But the upgrades had kicked in for ByuN. He had plenty of EMPs. The Viking count was decent. I mean, the EMPs were just so big. Especially if you're in a heavy Archon army, you need to split the fights up and make it kind of messy, because then the Archons will naturally be spread out, and you need like 3 EMPs to remove all the shields on an Archon. But when your army's in a blob and it's A-moving the Terran blob, man, EMPs are so effective. Does anyone know if all pros play on low graphics settings or no? Thank you for putting that in Australian so I understand the question, guys. I really appreciate you. It varies. MaxPax played on everything on Ultra. I convinced him to turn some of the graphics down because I was like, dude, that's going to lower your FPS. And your FPS directly affects your responsivity of how well you can micro. Hellion Reaper gets blocked. Not a great start for ByuN. He doesn't throw the units away. It's worse if you throw units away. And the fact that Showtime has played double battery, in of itself, it's such a conservative start. It's totally fine as Terran if you don't throw units away. I mean, 4 Reaper is a big commitment. It's not even 3. It's 4 Reaper, 2 Hellion, but I've seen games like this where the Terran's patient, and then there's always some moment later on where you hide your Reaper Hellion in the corner of the map, and it will run in and kill 10 probes on their 3rd base or something like that later on. Chat says responsiveness. No, it's responsivity. That's a word. Probably actually is a word. There's a lot of words where it sounds like it's not really a word, but then you're like, oh, it technically is. Third base does start. I have no idea if it is or isn't. I don't know. I'm just saying things. You understood what I meant. Third barracks coming down. Where's the starport? It's a delayed starport build. Gonna be just a good upgrade timing though. Does delay the third gas. Just stays on 2 gas for a little bit longer and lets that marine count build up. You can do this into an SCV pool, but it would be rare to do that with +1 weapons. Just every second that goes by without a third gas and a starport starting, I'm a bit suspicious. I think he lets that tank come out, and then he goes starport and builds a reactor with the factory for it to swap on, yeah? The barracks will swap onto this tech lab. Yeah. Reaper Alien Marine tank moving out. The Observer sees it. Showtime. Gonna move to that right side. The Reaper Alien can help buffer for this push. One Alien goes down. Not a bad start for Showtime. The Reapers and the Aliens are just going to kind of tank at the front of this army. ByuN is not that committed. Starport, reactor. He's got the second tech lab, so combat shields could start now. There we go. Does start it. And a 4th gas. All right, so ByuN's got his full 2-base setup. Showtime's third's coming up. He's transferring workers to it now. He's got a sentry at home. Charge is almost done. +1's on the way. Blink is already finished. Can have a bit more control with the Stalkers this game. He's made 9 Stalkers. So the power of ByuN pushing out is it just kind of forced Showtime to build a bit more Stalkers rather than, say, rushing to like Storm, Charge, or Colossus or something like that. Showtime has to build a bunch more of these tech units. And 9 Stalkers is not a crazy commitment, but it does slow down potential investment into other things and creates a bit of threat. Tank siege up. The Stalkers are keeping him pinned quite well. This Observer, I feel like, should still go across the map. Reaper Alien still dancing around. His third command center just yet. ByuN has started +1 armor. I think that third command center is either got to go down very soon or he's going to pull the boys. And it doesn't feel like a boy pull, does it? He's not building SCVs right now. The Medevac's boosting to join the push. Got 3 sentries, 8 zealots. Ooh, that's a big sentry commit. And he's really not achieved much with the Stalkers. I think this is quite bad for Showtime. Letting this army get in position. He needs a lot more zealots. Because Stim's done, Shields is done, +1 is done. He's got to intercept this push early. Gets a few shots on the tank, but he's got to go for it. I don't think he can let ByuN take a position. Showtime does bait a Stim. Oh, he tries to go for the force fields. That third force field was an absolute Gronk field. That was not a good force field. Tanks try to unsiege and move forward. He's going to siege on that right ledge. I do like that. Zealot's going to go for it. Here we go. All right, Showtime probably blinks down here, focuses the tanks. 1 tank falls, 2nd tank falls. Good engage for Showtime, getting rid of the tanks, but I think he's chasing a bit too far. Those Zealots chased way too far there. But he will hold on for now. Removing the tanks at least gets rid of the long-range firepower of that Terran army. Trading's pretty close to even here. Normally that favors Protoss with a 4th base coming up this early, but 3rd built on location. I mean, this is your classic greedy Protoss, right? Classic, speaking of which, Classic and Showtime both have the same strengths. I would say they have similar weaknesses in this matchup. They are very good at being greedy and defending, but they also have much weaker aggression in the early game than the heroes and the max maxes of this world. Like, you very rarely will see Showtime throw out a 4-gate blink, and as a result, ByuN can do things like build his 3rd on location and not worry about any units arriving to counter it. It's very front-on play for Showtime here. Showtime trying to engage, but really good micro. Extended Thermal Lance is on the way. The 2nd Colossus has come out. 3rd Colossus, he just got the money for it, but I don't think he realized. There we go. Now he starts that bad boy up. Work accounts closed in a bit, but with the 4th base coming up, I do think this is still a good spot for Showtime. I just want to see him make the game harder for ByuN, because ByuN has had the freedom of macroing with 0 interruptions and picking and choosing when and where the fights happen. And I mean, I love seeing Zealots going to the left, but I want to see more of that. I want to see a Prism in the back. I want to see Zealots, or just Zealots running from the right and the left and going in, but I don't want them to go in on their own. You want to wait until you see his army on the map. Sending them in on their own is just donating units, but you wait till he's occupied elsewhere, either with your army or something else, and then they can be very effective. ByuN with a cheeky little Widowmine, just denying a bit of map control. 3rd Colossus does come out. Prism should be started behind that, and he does start it immediately. This is a 3-gas style and a quick 5th here for Showtime. So I think we're going to see 5 more gateways, 5 or 6 more gateways in the near future. Go to Showtime's camera. I also think he might play second Robo Disruptor Mass Gateway. I don't know how much Showtime plays Disruptors, guys. I think Disruptor style is fantastic. Clem's looked really good with it, as have a few other Protoss players, but we haven't seen Showtime as willing to play either Storm Colossus or Disruptors. And there we go, speak of the devil. It's one Disruptor, but he's still only on 8 gateways. I guess he's not floating money just yet. A few more pylons going down. Starts +3 weapons. Let's go to ByuN's camera. Oh, ByuN stuck an army down here. I think Showtime's aware of it. Maybe, maybe not. Did he miss this? His Hallucinated Phoenix missed the army. It went past it. That 4th base is going to go down for free. Zealots run in. 2 of them did die to Widow Mines, but the rest are on top of it. ByuN, not going to be able to get the base, though. He's not willing to fight the Stalkers. Cop an EMP, and a bunch of them do fall. Zealots chasing too far away from the rest of the army. Still has a pylon there. 4 warp-ins. Zealots got 5 SCVs. Not bad. Oh, got to be careful chasing into that. Oh, no! Showtime! Careful, mate! ByuN, he's switched into overdrive, hasn't he? And look at that. He's all over it. Because Showtime's 1 step behind, he goes in with the prism, but everything else has already been cleaned up. SCVs help to fight there to protect the bio. Vikings take out the prism. Showtime, he's going Disruptors, but off 1. Oh, ByuN with a huge mistake! And medevac and about 6 Marauders go down for 1 Stalker. That was huge. About 1,900 resources lost, favoring the Terran. 2-2 starting for Terran. 3-2 on the way for Protoss. Slightly ahead. Second Robo goes down. 2 more gases. I think triple Robo would be amazing here. 84 probes is a pretty beastly economy. I also think Storm's great to add in if you are going to play the long game. And it kind of feels like Showtime. I mean, he's going to 5 gases. If he's still building probes. I think if you go 90 workers, you're going to need a lot more. He's building 3 more gateways now. I thought these gates would come down a bit earlier. I thought he was going to go up to like 20 gates here, but we'll see what he's got in store. I'd love to see these rocks get broken. Pylon Zealots spreading around the map. Marine over there. Besides Clem, do any other pros swap races? Raynor had a phase of playing Protoss. He had a banger grand finals against Dark that went to game 7. And they were actually 3-3 in PVZ games. But Raynor played Zerg one game and lost the ZVZ. He should have stuck with the PVZ so we could have had a proper decider. Dark Shrine comes in. 5 more gateways are building, as well as these 3 transforming. So I think that's going to take him to 17, yeah? 16. 16 gateways, Dark Shrine coming in. Only 2 Robos with no Storm feels like you have no insurance as Showtime. Like, if your army gets jumped on, you're not going to be able to defend a counterattack like in that last game. It's not the worst thing in the world, but when you're this rich, I really love Storm. I love 3rd Robos because he's taken a while to get this going and he's got to find a good fight now. I feel like Storm is so good. Like, in this sort of scenario, you push in. If you could zone out that army here with a few Storms, oh, delectable. He jump forward on part of this army. I think Showtime's going to pull back, though. I think maybe, yeah, he's just going to cover himself with the Disruptors, try to get out of there. Throws a few Disruptors forward, gets a few decent hitties. Stalker's going to take out the Vikings if they focus fire, but he's not focus firing. The Stalkers are just fighting the ground. Not the best fight for Showtime. But then again, maybe it doesn't matter. He's rich and he's got massive reinforce. It's 3-2 against 1-2. Oh, that's... I was like, why are the Zealots not dying? He was only on +1 against +2 armor. Oh, I didn't even realize Showtime. I think he must have clicked the upgrades, and that's why he committed. I was like, why are you committing like this? Showtime's like, because I've got a massive upgrade advantage, bro. That was a good call. That was a really good call. Committing while the upgrades were in his favor. Disruptors here, trying to land on top. Trying to redrop into the Zealots, and ByuN just cannot hold his own against that upgrade disadvantage. If you're going to play slow like ByuN was, I think you need those upgrades a little bit earlier. Showtime ties up the series 1-1. All right, guys. Going to game 3 now. Showtime with a massive upgrade lead. Chat pointed out to me, apparently ByuN's Armory and second eBay was ready, but he just missed the upgrade starting for like over a minute. I mean, I was like, how is 2-2 not finished? Yeah, that was very, very slow for him, and it does cost him. Showtime committing pretty hard to that attack. It felt a little like... I kind of would have liked Showtime to like poke in with a few more Zealot run-bys first, just to like get a hold of exactly where ByuN's army was and then push in, but it worked out very well. Got to fight about half of ByuN's army on its own before the other half really got in there. Where was Hero on that earnings list? Was he... Hero's not won that much prize money. He's kind of awesome. He came second in the winner takes all $100,000 IEM as Twitch chat points. You know, he's at 700,000, I believe, in StarCraft 2 prize earnings, which is still very good. But as you can see, that top 10 is pretty stacked. And that video is from a few years ago, where I think Cyril's getting close to $2 million in prize money. Pig, how much are upgrades worth it? They give you up damage and armor. Yeah. If your upgrade buildings are destroyed, do you keep the upgrades? Yeah, if they're finished upgrading, they're just there. But if you kill them while they're upgrading, obviously it cancels them. But I mean, people often ask questions like that, like how much are upgrades worth it? And it's like, how do I even... If you think about it, it's different for different units in different situations. So there are certain ones that are like massively important, right? But anytime you've got fast shooting, frequent damage units like a Marine or a Zergling or a Zealot, they're massive. The Marine does 6 damage, shoots really fast. You get +1, it becomes 7 damage. That's a pretty big increase, right? That's pretty massive. 1/6. And then, you know, likewise in armor negates that as well. So the upgrades are really big for the basic units, especially. But like Colossus get +2, and they cleave through the Marines, and even the Marauders a lot faster if they've only got +1 armor. So they add up a lot, but they're worth a lot more the longer the game goes, the more big battles there are, obviously, right? If you're at 3 Marines, should you start an engineering bay and start +1 weapons? Not at all. Because it doesn't give you any bonus until it kicks in, and then all it does is makes your existing units stronger. So first rule of StarCraft is build economy and defend that economy. Try to hurt your opponent's economy, and then you add the upgrades. Usually when you're on 3 base for most players, Zergs and Protoss. Terran like to get an early engineering bay a bit earlier, because they're such a glass cannon with their heavy stim Marines, their bio style. They want that early +1 because they just want to blast the enemy before the enemy even gets a chance to fight back. Terran is high damage, long range, and about as fragile as you can get in StarCraft. Zergling with +3 attack and the adrenal glands, the crackling upgrade, is insane, says chat. Yeah, that's putting it lightly. Insane isn't even a strong enough word. If you guys have ever seen 3/3 Zerglings with adrenal in a base trade, they will tear down a base so much faster than anything else. It's not always +1. The number changes depending on the unit. Like it's +5 for a sieged up tank. Yes, that's right, guys. But armor is always +1, +2, +3. Just like, yeah. Just +1 for each upgrade. Big push coming forward for ByuN, guys. It's Marine Cyclones. Where is that medevac? There it is. Showtime. Forced to drop a battery, but he's got a 3rd gateway. I think he should be more than fine against this. Twilight Council is 15 seconds from blinking. ByuN backs away, which I think is absolutely fine. No need to force the way in there. He's going to go for a quick 3rd gas. We will see a Raven for him, but it has been delayed a bit because he's gone Cyclone, medevac, and his 3rd gas is a bit late. Oh, no, it's actually Banshee. It's not Raven. Interesting. Because he waited a while to start it. I assumed it had to be a Raven. I guess Raven is cheaper on the gas these days. Is a Raven only 100 gas these days? I'm getting my... I know that it used to be 150 back in the day, but I know they made the Raven build faster and cost less, which made the Raven way more accessible. I think it's only 100 gas now, right? No, it is still 150? Okay, it was just the build time that we ended up sticking with. Dude, so many changes we go back and forth on. Oh, it used to cost 200. Now it's down to 150. Right. Okay, thanks, guys. So it's 50 gas cheaper, builds a lot faster than it used to. No Raven this game. It's just going to be Banshee, Cloakless Banshee for a bit of harassment into this setup. 3 gas, 3rd Nexus on the way for Showtime. Very early Forge, which tells you he's going to play that Gateway Man style to start with, like heavy on the Gateway units, delays splash damage a fair bit. I always admire the way Showtime stays low on tech. Those 2 Stalkers just derping out there. Oh, actually, no, that was on purpose because he wanted enough Stalkers that he could just pick them up. 2 SCVs, doesn't take any damage. That's the sort of harassment Showtime likes. 0 risk. Showtime, like, you know, Hero loves diving in, throwing Stalkers away for damage. Showtime prefers that. Kill a Marine, don't lose anything. Kill 2 SCVs, don't lose anything. Showtime wants everything to be cool, calm, and collected. He's the anti-hero. It's a Cyclone there. ByuN probably should have picked that up quickly to defend it. Banshee flies in. Stalkers do some very good damage, though. Banshee's going to have to go home and repair. Stalkers. Oh! Youchies! That's now 3 Stalkers that have died. The tank ambush outside your base is a really good move Terrans have started doing, where they want the Protoss to think there's a scary tank push, so the Protoss kind of needs to check. And I think the better move there is to split one Stalker off to the right side and just see if he moves out that way. It does lose a few Stalkers. Showtime gets punished, and remember, with this 3-gas style, you don't want to lose a lot of Stalkers because you are working on a very low gas budget. Sentries, that's 200 gas. You've got your +1, that's 100 gas, and now you want to go Robo Bay. But guess what? Colossus at 200 gas a pop, extended thermal lance is 150. That's why you do not want to be losing any more of these Stalkers. But look, he's kind of given up map control for now. Showtime in a very defensive stance. He's got 10 Zealots, though. Is this enough Marines? Stim is going to be done with +1 in shield soon. It's not quite there. He scans. Does he see this? I think he saw some Zealots and Sentries. ByuN not feeling confident pushing. I really feel an SCV pull kills this build of Showtime. Do you guys agree? I feel like if he pulls the boys now, Showtime's dead. I think Showtime's style is kind of consistently a little weak to that. I mean, I know he's got +1 on the Zealots, but feels like if you hit any time in like the minute before the Colossus pops, that's the weak window for Showtime to an SCV pull. Where he has enough to hold on against just the bio tank, but if there's 15, 20 SCVs in front, and then you do a bit of hold position micro as well to block the Zealots. He needs, Europeans don't SCV pull enough. He needs to practice with Bunny and Percival a bit more. Yeah. You practice with enough with, I mean, you'd think you'd get practice playing, because Percival's on EU ladder all the time. You'd think Showtime would be playing against SCV pull every second game. Percival has nasty SCV pulls. They're really, really scary. Second Forge, 4th Nexus on the front. Showtime's such a defensive stance, but he's so methodical, isn't he? Second Colossus is on the way. Second Forge coming in at a decent time. I get really peeved when people delay the second Forge too long. Showtime's pretty good about getting that armor upgrade in. And he's super quick on chronoing it as well. Oh, no need to be snarky. More thunder in the chat. Coast Academy's on the way. Second starport as well. 2-1 upgrades coming in. I think Showtime, ByuN learned his lesson from that last game. Look how quick that +2 is. 5th base on the left side. Is he still on 3 gas? Oh my gosh, he is. This is what I was saying. Like it's almost, look at his mineral income. 500 gas a minute, 3k minerals. Man's gonna have 400 zealots. I think he commits to a 2-1 timing. He needs to keep chronoing +1. Showtime's got a 6 supply. Notice how, yeah, he doesn't bother chronoing +2 because it's far ahead. This +1's a little bit late though. He's already maxed, and I think he wants to go with this 3rd Colossus, but part of me feels he should have gone with just 2. If he was going to commit into a 3-base Terran, he might have missed his window. So many Zealots. And ByuN's just turtling up, man. Stalker's running around. Bio Viking there. 4th Command's going to go out. 3 more barracks. 7 gateways going down. Make it 8. He's going to go up to 16. Casual 8 to 16 gateway transformation here for Showtime. Showtime was great at Home Story Cup. Is this going to be the year of Showtime? I hope so, man. He had a great year in 2016. Was when he really came into his own. Since then, he's had like some peak performances. Kind of every year or two, he'll have one big tournament or two where he really pops off, but I don't think he's quite captured that same 2016 kind of level of just, he was ahead of the meta in early Legacy was Showtime. Felt like he was just kind of out in front of everyone. He was just behind Neeb. Him and Neeb were and Stats were leading the Protoss charge. 2 more Robos coming in. I like that triple Robo transition, guys, but I think he's massed Zealots for too long. I think he needed to get wind of the fact that ByuN is just turtling. Why is Showtime the one dropping and not ByuN? Because ByuN has decided, because Terran is favored in late game, he's just going to turtle to late game. And as long as he gets there, he's got it. So his whole goal is just survive. And it's Showtime's job to kill him. You can still play the multi-drop aggressive style, but once it hits like the proper mid-game, if you don't feel you have an edge as the Terran, you just want to play safe. A lot of the Terrans, ByuN, Clem especially, Maru sometimes, just turtling up and just going to late game. Ship weapons, 3-2 upgrades, 3 more command centers, and he's just going to chill, grow the ghost count, make sure he has plenty of Vikings, and then add range libs. It's a very good style. These Zealots, they were useful if Terran attacked early, but now you found yourself maxing on Zealots against a guy whose army's getting better and better, his upgrades are getting better and better. Good luck trading these out efficiently. Zealots are a bit like roaches. They don't get much better with time. And ByuN is building a stronger future. Remember, Terran has the best late game in StarCraft, or end game, I should say. They've always had the best end game in StarCraft 2. And it's not due to any of their units, it's due to this big boy right here. The boy with the radar dish on top. The map hack / oversupply exploit. Make lots of orbitals, replace your SCVs, have a much bigger army supply than your opponent in late game. Ooh, good catch. Gets a ghost and a few medevacs. ByuN quickly scrambles home. A bit scary, man. You don't want to get busted here. He's going to come around the right side, though. Showtime. Got to be careful. He's got force fields, thankfully. He can buy time. He's got... Oh, I think the disruptors are enough. +2 armor's about to finish. Shields is already on the way. Templar Archives has come in this time. Showtime is one of the few Protoss players who agrees with me that if your Terran opponent is just turtling, you do want to go Tempest Storm, Cannon Battery Siege. And I've always said on this map, if you can get Cannon Battery here, down here would work as well. But out here on this ledge, usually if you can hold this ledge, you can siege and deny all 3 bases, basically. But holding that position is hard, and especially in a game like this. But he's got 5k minerals, and remember, that's the big way you can spend your minerals in late game. Because your army supply is going to be less than Terran, so how do you beef up your support? How do you get detection to deal with the cloaked ghosts? Cannons. Cannons, 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 cannons. You can build 1 billion cannons at home, but if you build them outside the Terran base, it's even better. Nice. A nice EMP. Stops him from recalling. ByuN's going to take out that corner base, a few probes. This is easily absorbable damage for Showtime, but it's still good for ByuN. Especially if the rest of his army gets here to make sure he doesn't get trapped. Can escape the corner. Chat says, surely this would be a good time to start +1 for air for Showtime. Yeah, I don't think he's going to try air. I think he's decided he wants to win with ground, guys. I totally agree. He should be going air, he should be going storm. But I think Showtime has decided he's going to win with Disruptor Gateway. Oh, he gets a lot of the Vikings, which actually is going to force him to replace them. His Colossus will find a bit more utility deeper into the game than I expected. Storm has started. Blink DT. Stargate begins. I don't think Protoss can win with pure ground in this game state. I mean, there's always mistakes. Terran's not going to play purposely. Terran is definitely favored in this game state against pure ground, but if you can get that disruptor count up, you can do a lot. You got so many minerals and gases Showtime. There's a decent argument behind sacrificing 10 probes here. I mean, because I don't think racing to mining the map out is nearly as important as being able to do something to Terran. And denying the 5th base would be amazing. Now that range libs are here with +2. It's going to be very scary. He's going to need Psystorm to compete with this. Throws a disruptor from way too far back. Only clips one of his own zealots. Nothing else. Stalker's warping in. I do like how many libs there are on the map right now for ByuN, guys. He's going to venture off with half of his army. Maybe a little bit less. Sees where the Protoss is. Showtime does not see where he is. Showtime's going to lose that bottom left again. He thinks he's got ByuN pinned, but ByuN not only pushing him back in the middle with the lib Viking, but also going down here. And oh my gosh, he goes deep. He's gonna snipe that Nexus as well. EMP stopping the recall. Gonna try and grab a bunch of probes on the way out as well. Doesn't want to lose the army, though. These zealots could trap him. Gonna pick up and save what he can. Stalker's blinking after him, trying to cut off the retreat. It's worth blinking into the planetary if you can get it. It's worth it. Gets one. Can he get 2? Oh, yes he can. Gets both full medevacs, and the planetary is actually very exposed. Cannon battery on this right side getting cleared on that base. If you could kill his command centers, this would be good, but he's actually really struggling. I think he should have clicked the orbital. He would have had better surface area on it. Zealots come in from behind, clear some tanks, some ghosts on the rally. So remember what I said about static D, guys. So static D on the edges is not bad, but he's still got 5k minerals. If he can get a ton of cannons here or out here, and then have that helping with Storm and Tempests, That's where the minerals can be leveraged really well. But you need to do it in a central position. If you get center board control, the range of the Tempests can branch in any direction. It's very hard for Terran to pull you around. But if you go Tempests and you don't have center control, Terran can split push both extreme sides, and it's nearly impossible for Protoss to keep up with. You got to keep center board control. It's very important. This game has just become fundamentals of chess. It's you gotta have the center board control, man. You gotta have centerboard control. I don't really know anything about chess, guys. I'm a massive noob. But it is very true when it gets to this stage and the game slows down and you're using a slow temper storm army, you gotta hold the middle. Zealots running the left, they go down. I think with 2 High Templar only, Showtime is just not setting up for the end game. And it's gonna really rely on ByuN stumbling into some Disruptors and Storm for him to win. Because he just doesn't have much insurance. As I say, he finally makes more High Templar. But this cannon battery is off to the side, which is he's gonna be constantly struggling to defend the bottom left or the top right. And this is like the big positional mistake everyone makes when they go to this stage of the game, is they try to defend the 2 corners with a slow army, and that does not work. I've watched 1,000 TvPs in the last 6 months. I've had a lot of time to think about this, guys. I'm not smarter or better than the players. I'm not trying to say that. I'm trying to say I've watched 1,000 late game TvPs where the Protoss doesn't quite play this end game in the way I think they should. Showtime's one of the better players at it. He's got like most of the pieces set up and he can at least siege this base. And I think he's just looking to deny this one because this base is a bit hard for Terran to take. This is not bad, just not quite as precise as I'd like to see. He's a bit clumped right now. You got to defend these High Templar. If Ghosts come forward and Sniper EMP those, it's bad. He's still not denied this corner. He needs to send a Tempest up there. He's having a whole base denied by 1 lib. That is a bit of a doo-doo. Bio coming in. Zealots are there. Still got 1 pylon to warp in as well. Should be able to defend this with Zealots and something else. Oracle tags the units. Tries to warp in Zealots on top. Yeah, without a warp in, he can't defend that. He's trying to send pure splash damage to deal with it. Showtime struggling. Oh, he loses a Tempest on the front. That Storm not deep enough. And this is the thing. You really need to be close to the middle so you can quickly split units off. He still hasn't dealt with the top right. He's losing 16 probes here as well. He's got 22 Stalkers on this map, which is way more than I would. So normally, at this point, you want to swap into mostly High Templar, Disruptors, Tempests, Cannons. Basically all power units and none of the chaff. The problem Showtime has is ByuN has fully teched Vulcans, high levels right now, and we're still making crawlers. I just don't think low-level crawlers can get this done. Sorry, guys. As the games go longer today, and I cast more half-an-hour games, I will just be casting with random analogies from other video games that only like 10% of you have ever played. Stalkers are going to blink forward. Disruptors do get focused down. Units lost tab 5,000 in favor of ByuN. Finally, he's going to get rid of this lib in the top right. Those were Mechabellum references. Good game. The Stalker Zealot's not going to trade well in a frontal push. It gives him a bit more mobility and activity, but I really think it's about just getting your cannons, batteries, and storms closer to him and constantly hitting him with Tempests. But as much as we cemented the top right side, ByuN, he might just realize he can just push south. I really think it's going to be hard to split into both sides, but maybe Showtime can do it with Storm down there. I think he's got 11 High Templar now, which is great. That's really good. That's going to make it really hard. ByuN's a guy who likes to clump up his whole army and just jump on you when you make a mistake. But if you've always got extra High Templar coming in from different angles, that's really good. So 2 Tempests have gone down for 13 Vikings. Keep our eyes on these numbers, guys. We will keep on checking that. And we can kind of track how well Showtime's doing this. Because right now, ByuN's getting bullied. Showtime is one of the best Tempest Storm users in the world. This Liberator will come in and cause him issues, though. And each time he's distracted, that's when ByuN might be able to jump on him while he's very distracted down there. So we're going to warp in a Stalker. He's got a good little Zealot Stalker Storm squad down here. ByuN knows the answer to this is to not just sit here getting hit. He's going to go across the map. There is a few Storms to help against it. Showtime's still trying to micro on the front at the same time. It's very dangerous to do this. It's going to take a lot of attention back at him. Oh, great Storm! And he's got Cannon Battery and Storm down here in the bottom left. Really good storm damage. ByuN ate way too much of that Tempest coming forward and just one-shotting libs. He does have +3 on the way for these Tempests. He's already got +1 armor for them as well. Really nice control. It feels like Showtime now is taking to that mega late game. Remember, we saw ByuN in pain, physical pain, playing against Serral in the ultra late game. It's hard to micro this stage. There's so much to manage. It's very stressful. And Showtime is dragging ByuN into deep waters. As much as I would have rather this cannon battery position be somewhere over here earlier, it completely denies this top base and secures it for Showtime, and it's really working. Oh, the Tempests do get EMP'd. Nice EMPs. There's so many EMPs. The Tempests get so many volleys down. 5 more Vikings have died for 2 more Tempests, but he's also been picking off mostly libs, so units lost tab overall has closed the gap. It's only 3,000 ahead for ByuN now, and ByuN can't get his 6th base. Can't be letting this cannon battery get up. I like this, though. Look at that. Zoning nuke. Oh, you have Sidestorm as a zoning tool? I have a bloody nuclear warhead. We just saw the shadow of the nuke take off from the nuclear silo. I guess it's going to do a full loop around the planet and then come back and land. The Ghost is going to headbutt into the cannons, unfortunately. Bit of a Chad tries to take that fight. The zoning storms have been pretty good, man. A few feedbacks could be nice. Maybe, I think 2 disruptors would be good. There's so many Ghosts with so much energy. A couple disruptors would be nice just to try and land the occasional shot on those Ghosts. I like that Showtime's down to 59 workers here. He's replaced that high worker count with more army. And as long as he keeps ByuN on this base count, ByuN's going to struggle. ByuN has to get out there, but the lib harass has been very annoying. The bases in these corners haven't been able to mine as frequently as Showtime would like. He's had some gases here taken, but he hasn't put on them. Needs to make sure if this game goes late and he runs out of gas that he doesn't chuck a classic. I doubt that'll happen. He's pretty balanced on his economy. But I think a lot of us remember Neo-Humanity, Classic versus TY's mech build. Map ran out of resources. Classic had 5k minerals and no gas, and he forgot that he had 3 gases he hadn't mined from. Nice storms on this left side. Very nice storms. Units lost tab is 4,000. But ByuN needs to secure a new base. He's given up on the top right. I think he should give up this base as well and push to Showtime's production. Because I think in the open ground, he can absolutely deal with Showtime's army. But I think he needs to be willing to give up this planetary and just commit across the map. Because Showtime's not got a base trading force. He can't base trade you with this. But if you keep fighting here on the edge of his range, that's where the Tempests really excel. Oh, no storm. Oh, the High Templar a little bit far behind, man. Decent zoning storm to buy him a few seconds. But a bit sloppy having those High Templars so far away. Liberator's still down here in the bottom left side with 4 kills, denying the mining. Another army's going to come in. He's got some storms, but 1 or 2 good EMPs could ruin. He's going to nuke this base as well. Needs to keep bringing these High Templar forward to Showtime, but he's busy defending nukes in the bottom corner at the same time, guys. We're going to catch that nuke on screen. It's a pylon and a marine. It kills one of his own marines, funnily enough. The very edge of the splash damage. High Templar's going to go forward. Decent storms, just forcing ByuN away, and the Tempests, of course, with that extra range. Always able to do damage. Does he not have tectonic destabilizers? Good catch, chat. No, he does not. These Tempests could be doing 80 damage a shot to buildings. They're only doing 40. He attacks it again. He cops some big EMPs to the chin. Does morph one into an Archon, but Showtime, he's got to stay calm. It's so easy to panic and clump your High Templar. You got to keep them spread out. You got to keep them separated. You got to hear the offspring in your ears. You got to have that 1990s rock, guys. You got to have a High Templar here, High Templar here, High Templar here. Don't put them on a control group. Don't F2 them like Hero. Showtime's normally very good at this, but the pressure of ByuN constantly assaulting that bottom side is getting to him. Crazy that ByuN's trying to bully him off this. I mean, if ByuN can bully him off these bases and secure the bottom left, that's crazy. Couple libs, pack of bio there with the planetary. I don't think Showtime can attack that. Nuke clears some cannons up at the top side. Oh! EMP's going down. Oracle falls, as do a few Tempests. Gas goes down in the bottom left as well. Pig, why the hell would Showtime be wearing a cap indoors playing games out of the sunlight? I think the same reason any of us ever wear a cap indoors, right? It's because his hair looked like a bird. A couple of birds had an orgy in it when he woke up, and he said, it's either that or he's balding. I think since it's this view, it shouldn't be balding because we wouldn't be able to notice. So I'm pretty sure it's the bird orgy bedhead, no doubt. You'll see me put a cap on some days on stream. Very rarely, but when I do, it means I was too lazy to dunk my head in the shower to flatten my hair, and it looks ridiculous. Tempest picking away. Nice storms. 8,000 resources lost. The Tempest's too far out. Oh, he sits there and eats massive Viking volleys. That Storm's... He's storming himself. He's coming in from the south as well. He's trying to jump on him. Showtime, is this a good fight or a bad fight? I have no idea. He comes in with the Southern Army. A lot of the High Templar are getting EMP'd. He's bringing more High Templar, and he needs another Storm. The Storm cast range is so much shorter these days, but the radius, the area is so big, the duration is so massive. Showtime has effectively just dragged this game down into a mud wrestling match. If he had Tectonic Destabilizers, this Planetary would have died a while ago. He can't quite get the Planetary. He throws away a bunch more units. Showtime has way more bank, but is this enough? He needs a Storm. He needs Disruptors. He needs something. Hold on, he's trying to go Colossus right now. He's going to have to give this base up. This base is not the end of the world, but actually it's pretty bad because remember, he gave up the bottom. And oh my god, he's got 11 orbitals. Guys, ByuN, the reason he's out of money is once again, he's gone 400 orbital command. He's got 11 orbitals, 4 planetaries, 5 more command centers. What? He builds so many command centers in late game. Like, I thought Maru built a lot, but I kid you not. ByuN builds more command centers than everyone. He's like, I need 4 more down here, man. And that's it. He's going to catch up in money, assuming he can get gas. Oh, he's out of gas. Oh, he's desperately trying to retake this gas. The rich gas is helping him a lot. Showtime needs to go right now because his income is terrible. He needs to find big damage. Dude, I can't believe ByuN won this game. I thought Showtime had started to bully him in the mid game, but then ByuN denying this bottom left side was really big. I think this is a very close fight, though. The Ghosts are beating the heck out of those Zealots on the left with the planetary support. In the middle side, it looks like ByuN accidentally picked up a few units into his medevac. 16,000 resources on the units lost. Needs a zoning storm. Has to morph those guys into that. He doesn't have any detection. That hurts. He's going to have to build an observer from scratch. An Oracle could help, but Showtime's low on gas. He's got the Nexus. It did survive up here. He's going to try and transfer probes to it, but yeah, I think losing the bottom meant he absolutely needed to deny this base much earlier. And like I was saying, these cannons and batteries should have been building right up to the edge and even maybe on the low ground. Like, he needed to fully bully ByuN, but it would have been so much better if he had the cannons in the middle of the map instead. Because of the immobility of the Tempest style, you have to really control the center and then choose where to branch from. And I know I harp on about it a lot, but I think it was a strategic mistake, committing so much to the top right and losing up the whole bottom left. Beautiful storms here for Showtime, but he can't quite kill the planetary. Great storms on the army. He does eat a lot of storm damage of his own, but Protoss units are naturally a bit tankier. ByuN splits a drop to the north, gets 9 probes. He will get the Nexus as well. The Libs here doing a really good job of zoning that ground army out. A few Ghosts did get chewed. Oh, look at that. He saves the Nexus. No, he doesn't. ByuN's last couple of Marauder shots take it out. The Libs will go down to the Stalkers. Colossus pushing in. If there's no Vikings, the Colossus are a force to be reckoned with. Showtime has very little bank. ByuN is mining with the power of mules. And he's basically right now pulled out his cross. He's flicking holy water onto Showtime. And he's like, "Be gone, Protoss Devil! The power of the mule compels you! The power of the mule compels you!" And honestly, Showtime, his head just did a 360. He cannot let these mules keep on mining. He better start projectile vomiting all over this Terran. If he doesn't get rid of these bottom left bases, he's going to lose this game. He lost the top base again. He needs to win right here, right now. The power of the mule will save ByuN if he's given enough time to mine for a few more minutes. Yes, his gas income is scuffed, and losing this gas here was actually really bad. He's also not mining gas in the bottom left, but even just Marines rallying in are a problem. The planetary refusing to go down. The power of mass repair, man. The mass repair, the mules are mining. The planetary's back to full life. Showtime making this messy. He's up in supply, but the planetary's doing so much damage. He's got high-sec auto-tracking. It's a 7-range planetary. It's murdering. Dude, this is insane. ByuN's down in supply, though. The Colossus, their kill counts 10, 4, and all of that. The Colossus just had no answer, and ByuN has to tap out. ByuN not able to buy time for the mules. He just didn't have an answer to these Colossus. And he was overstimming his units as well. I mean, there wasn't much other choice. 2 kills, 3 kills, 7 kills, 8 kills. The Colossus were just damaging him. The medevacs were out of juice. He just couldn't quite get it together. And he did put back on gas up here, but he had no minerals elsewhere. And ByuN was like, I got to defend this base. But Showtime ups the ante, engages in the chaos. He kind of squandered a lot of his army up here. But then he brought the rest of the army in from this side and actually forced an amazing fight. Hats off to Showtime, guys. GG, well played. All right, guys. Showtime in the bottom left side of the map. ByuN in the top right. And Showtime goes out looking for proxies on his way across the map with this gateway scout. Interesting that he's not walled off the ledge. I guess he just puts his cyber core there and keeps the gateway safe, is it? Cyber core does have a few more hit points. And I guess this allows your adept to pop closer to the front so it can go pressure them with less delay. Probe's going to block the expansion. Does ByuN just build it off center? Nope. Showtime doesn't actually block it when he had the minerals to build it. About a minute 37 is usually when they get the minerals. That's when you want to start blocking it. A lot of players make the mistake of blocking from like a minute 32, and then they end up letting the probe lose all of its shields before they've effectively delayed anything. Ooh, ByuN's going to play 3 racks, ladies and gentlefolk. Well, no, it doesn't have to be 3 racks off this, but he often does go 3 racks off of the Marauder start. Dude, that was a crazy end to that last game. I'm kind of shook as well, guys. I'm like, what is... That was wild. I mean, there's that moment where you could see he was so annoyed his army was getting overwhelmed in the north, but he like F2'd the rest of his army in. And there was like 11 High Templar coming from every different angle, and there was inevitably a ton of Storms landing and Disruptor shots landing and just so much Stalker Zealot reinforce off that big bank that he built up. It's crazy. Thank you, Chris Mitchell. $13.48 into the prize pool. We appreciate you so much. We are getting so very close to 10,000. 3 barracks it is, guys. He's going to think about moving out with some Marauders. Showtime chilling at home, playing very safe. Doesn't have a shield battery. The Marauders could find damage. Recently, I've seen players, they even scout the tech lab, and they don't respect it, and they don't build a battery. And we saw, I don't know if it was ByuN or someone, they just pushed in and killed like 6 probes, and I was like, you knew he was going Marauder. In this game, Showtime doesn't even know, and yet he's going Dark Templar because he knows that ByuN is playing, I guess, not playing many Raven openings versus him. ByuN clearly doesn't feel confident playing Standard against Showtime's Greed. Well, you're going to have to pull probes, I think. Yeah, he's going to have to fight this. Good focus fire for ByuN. I'd love to get another probe. And he does. I think he's just going to... Oh, I thought he was just going to commit there. I thought he was just going to go for it. Now he knows he's trapped, so... Should be stutter stepping forwards. Does get the Stalker. Doesn't get punished. Second gateway goes up on the proxy. And that is going to allow this 3 gas build order to get going. Did ByuN see the gas? I don't think he saw the gas mining. He's got an engineering bay. He's building a bunker. He starts a turret. Oh, he gets suspicious. You know why, guys? He's like, you don't have that many units. You don't have a sentry. I haven't seen a Stargate unit. And you've already used DTs against me in this series. ByuN, really good situational awareness to think of this. And that blind turret is going to serve him so well. ByuN has a bit of a weakness to Dark Templar. Estrella tried to take advantage of this at last year's EWC, and ByuN kind of just did builds that hard counted it. Well, one of those, I believe, was a 3-rack shove, where he just kind of ignored the DTs, ran in and killed everything. Just had a few scans saved up, and because the DTs delays the rest of your build, it can put you in trouble. No way! Showtime runs in, sees the turret, runs back. He's going to make Blink DT. Okay, so he's going to get high ground vision and blink DTs into the main. You can also run over here and blink a DT from there to here, and then run around the backside of the natural and get straight into the mineral line. And then once you see them coming, you run and kill like 3 workers, and you just run the DT away and you blink back down the ledge. Very cute move. I don't think he'll do it as a Nightmare build, like a Blink DT charge lot all in. Very unlikely. Yeah, he should have seen the Dark Templar. Actually, no, I guess he doesn't know about the Dark Templar ByuN. ByuN's pretty good with his eyes, though. Do you guys think he saw it? I'm on ByuN's camera now. I don't know if he knows that the DTs exist. Because it was the Adept Shade that saw the turret, right?
Add-on upgrade complete.
Calling it the Nightmare build, shaking my head. Holy Hit! How are you doing, Holy Hit? Much love, mate.
Research.
Great seeing you. I was watching some of your DDR pad games. Were you doing it before Nightmare? I always love SOS as the guy who got creative with blinking on the ledge, and this is much more an SOS version, I think. But let's see. DTs are right there. He hasn't noticed them, guys. He hasn't noticed them. The DTs, they're just waiting. So he blinked up, and now he's just waiting. And ByuN's moving out, and the DTs are moving in. Very tricky play. But let's be careful that you don't just die to an A move of Bio. The DTs come in, they kill 5 SCVs. But what if he just gets killed because he doesn't have splash damage? That's a lot of Bio, man. The Stalkers are going to go around. He's not going to fight it. Oh, is he going to try and base trade? I don't think that's the right call. I think the Stalkers needed to engage that army and bait a few stims out, but Showtime's already preparing for a base trade. Oh my gosh. Showtime is playing... Who is this? Is this Haas? Literally, Dimauer is playing like a cheeser. He's playing this like Christianer or something. Even Christianer wouldn't be this cheesy. Come on, man. This is wild. He wants to snipe the orbitals and win with DTs. One orbital will go down, but I don't know if he can deal with the Bio. And the Bio is going to be so good at base trading. Now, there's only one orbital, but even one scan should be enough here. The DT goes in. Scan should go on that pretty quickly. Oh, one Marauder goes down. How quickly does he scan? Scan does go down. DT blinks away. Oh, he saved the DT. That's very cute. The Dark Shrine's about to go down. 4th DT warps in, so it's just going to be 4 Dark Templar, 1 base Terran. Showtime has the corner base, but he's losing all of his tech and production, and the DT is actually going to save a bunch of the tech and production. Ooh, and he's so overstimmed. If the Stalkers can go catch the drop. ByuN's only on 1 orbital, so most of his SCVs are actually like army units right now. Oh, this is super cool. Oh, this is awesome. Probes go back, so he's got the 3rd up. He's got this corner base as well. He can transfer back into his main, repower these gateways. I think ByuN should actually leave these drops over here, unload and stim in, and stay 1 base. Stay 1 base at home, because he can't push up your ramp, even if he's got the better army. And then the drop could go in and murder Showtime. But Showtime's still got recall. Dude, I keep hearing the Protoss voice lines, eh? DTs be making noises in this game. He should remake the Dark Shrine. ByuN can't win this, can he? Oh, absolutely, guys. Showtime only has 29 probes. So even though he's got 3 bases, he's got a worse army head-to-head. Marine Marauder Medevac beats just a handful of Stalkers and Zealots. Even though he's got Charge and Blink, he doesn't have any upgrades. 1-1's done for Terran. He's got Medevacs. He's got a Raven coming out. And even though he's only on 1 base, his command center is finishing. So he's going to be back to 2 bases. He can also lift his main out to his 3rd. This is like a very close game. And if Showtime gets Storm, I think he wins. I don't think he feels like he has the room to go there. And that's fair enough. He's on 39 probes. Without Storm, I don't know, man. Because ByuN's getting active on the map, and that makes this really stressful. Showtime's got almost no gas mining. It's almost pure minerals. He's basically just Zealot, Stalker, DT. But look, ByuN's kind of baiting him in. Showtime thinks he's moved out. He hasn't. This could be a massive mistake for Showtime. Oh, no. Okay, bunch of his units getting caught, but not as many as I thought. The DTs are also going to hide there. Run away, the DTs. ByuN not watching. ByuN not watching. You only got 1 DT. Both players just blundered there. But Showtime gets away with murder, and he is massing Zealots off 45 probe 3 bases. This command center needs to get to the natural. ByuN needs to fix his basics. That command center has been up for ages. He should not have stopped to make an orbital. I get he needs the scans, but he can insta-saturate it. The supply is very even, and there's no upgrades or splash damage for Protoss. Showtime absolutely needs to just put on gas. If he goes 4 gas Templar Archives, I think he wins this game. Because ByuN is so shook right now from all the weird... This, like, Showtime is impersonating Haas right now. He's impersonating Haas. It's so weird, because Showtime is the anti-Haas. He's the anti-hero. But he's literally like... He's like, I can be a cheeser too. I could do the DT base trade and snipe your orbitals. Recall's available. I think that's a big enough army. Oh, maybe it is, maybe it isn't. Fire's gonna pull back. Anti-armor missile. Oh, that's a pretty sick anti-armor missile. If he groups up and recalls, is he okay? Showtime! Oh, he's gonna try and run his probes away. He's gonna try and attack here. The positioning's pretty amazing. The Raven's gonna go down! And he's not scanning! ByuN's not scanning! The DT's doing crazy damage! ByuN gets a corner base, but he only kills 9 probes. He's gonna potentially lose his natural. Oh my lord, the Stalkers. They want that orbital. He's got to save the orbital. Showtime, it might have even been worth just committing a few Stalkers to get that, but I don't think he had high ground vision. He didn't. Oh, man. And he's on 2 base. Okay, so Showtime's on 2 base, and they're kind of crappy bases. He's going to retake his natural, I guess, or maybe this base on the left or something. Still an army out here that could stim in and just ruin his day. I think ByuN's got to be a little bit more brave. He thinks Showtime's coming home to hunt him, so he's trying to hide on the map. If you could see this army here. Oh, gosh, he's out. Careful, careful, careful. He already lost 1 Raven. This Raven's full on juice. Could have recalled the probes back to the main. They would have died while recalling pretty quickly. I think running away was a bit quicker. I think he loses more than 9 if he sits still. Recall's a pretty slow animation. Stalker's careful. This is so stressful, man. Dude, ByuN's on 1 base, repairing his command center. He's got to go. There's 26 zealots. They have no upgrades versus 1-1, which is why I'm coping that ByuN can still win this game. And I don't know if it's cope, man. Look how close the army supply is. I don't know. Problem is there's no medevac production. It's just Bio Raven now. Oh, the blink across of the DTs and the Stalkers is actually amazing. The Zealots and the Stalkers getting jumped on the low ground. This is a weird fight. The Marines, I think ByuN just panicked, double stimmed his units. I think he double stimmed his Marines, but it might be okay. He's going to clean up this whole army. And Showtime gets cornered. No way we are getting a game 5. There's still no Templar Archives. If he made a Templar Archives, I guarantee you, in this sort of game, if you squeeze Storm out, oh my lord, you get like energy recharge, 1 High Templar. Showtime is just going full gateway, man. And to be fair, you're giving this guy, he's got 20 workers, he's mining 1 base. Problem is, remember guys, Bronze League players in chat, raise your hands. Bronze League players, I know you're all waiting. Non-Terran Bronze players only, you know what to say. Effing mules, they're so imba. Mules, stupid mules. Stupid. Come on. This is, you guys have a 1 minute grace period where you're allowed to balance wine. Only for 1 minute. Normally no balance wining. But I know you guys want to right now. So the stupid poo-poo mules. Income's pretty decent here for both sides. Third base is back up, but can he defend this attack? The sentry's coming in. There's not that much medevac healing. Good force field. I think Showtime should disengage though. Oh, maybe not. ByuN tries to pick up and fly away. I think this could be good enough. Guys, he's still not building medevacs. He's like, wait. He hasn't built the Dark Shrine. I've killed all the DTs. Cloaked Banshee transition. 14 minutes in the game on 23 workers. I love it. ByuN's such a cool guy, man. I really hope ByuN wins this game and we get a game 5. I also hope Showtime wins because I feel like he's had a lot of series, go to crazy situations and then barely lose in these sort of spots. I'm happy for either player to win this game, but a game 5 would just be epic. The Dark Shrine's getting rebuilt and he doesn't have any Ravens left and he's stopped building Ravens. He's building Banshees now. This here is a game of StarCraft. There's no Robo, no Stargate, no Forge. Showtime literally cannot build detection. He does not have the requisite tech to build detection. The Banshees are not a checkmate, but they could be a game-winning move. Basically, ByuN is like, oh, you're going to use literally friggin' Dark Templar, Invisible Men? Have you not watched our Toaster stream? That's basically cheating. Showtime's like, oh, get wrecked, look at me, I'm warping in Zealots. So ByuN says, you know what's even better than an Invisible Man? A flying invisible lady with 2 rocket launchers. She's gonna mess you up. She's gonna mess you up, son. ByuN has a big army of Marines, but that supply, even with the double upgrade advantage, is starting to look terrible. This Banshee has some heavy lifting to do. Oh, this one almost died, guys. He barely cloaked it in time before the Stalkers could kill it. It's a lot of mining time being lost, but Cloak is only gonna last so long, and this one's actually had to drain a lot of its energy before it gets there. Robo's on the way. Doesn't even have a pylon, so he couldn't even start a shield battery here. This is actually going to run out of energy pretty fast. This Banshee goes to the bottom. He's just checking for Nexi down there. It's a lot of probes going down. I still feel this is a perfect game to go Storm, guys. It's 59 Marines. I'm telling you, low economy games, Storm is like cheating. I play North American Ladder. This is my standard game right now. I've been in this game 400 times. If you squeeze a Templar Archives out, it's amazing. Ooh, chat says Showtime showed some emotion. Oh, he was laughing? This isn't amazing. I mean, Showtime is the one who made it stupid as well. He went for the DT Blink into Blink Stalker DT, Blink DT base trade, which was super cool. I think Showtime chose to be a clown in this game, and he's created some amazing fun for us. Anyone out there who's complaining, Showtime's boring, he does the same thing every game. He does have a history of, in these bigger best of 5 series, at least one game trying something that's not the normal kind of range of Showtime. Often it's a simpler timing attack. It's very rarely this clowny. But dude, Storm's so amazing in low economy situations. Just doesn't have it. He's got 2 observers. And she's going to struggle. 4th base is up, though. That Protoss flexible economy is so good. Still no Forge, still no splash damage. Showtime's making... I mean, that's so many Marines. The problem is, Colossus or Storm is necessary when there's that many Marines. Oh, that's a bit of a crazy stim. ByuN's, like, hoping to catch him here. Not quite able. I think, like, yeah, 1 Colossus actually, like, has its work cut out for it. He's going to go Robo Bay. That'll do. That'll do. I think Storm's probably a little better, but both are fine. ByuN knows that Showtime kind of wants to base trade him. Doesn't really want to fight this front on. Oh, ByuN shoves in, gets the DTs instantly. It's, oh my god, the Marines are murdering. The Marines are murdering. Oh my lord. You gotta have splash damage when they have 60 Marines. We have learned a lesson today. We have learned a lesson, Protoss comrades. One must simply build splash damage against 60 Marines with a double upgrade advantage. The cancelled charge was fatal, says chat. Yeah, he accidentally panicked. His zealots have started charging, but then he move commanded and yet still committed to the fight. He needed to run away the moment he move commanded. It was going to be an awkward fight no matter what, but that made it especially bad. The zealots do take the Widow Mines on the chin. Base trade is the correct call here for Showtime. ByuN runs home for the 13th time in this game to stop the Protoss from base trading him. Showtime, no! Showtime, run! No! Get out, get out! He's chasing you, bro. He's chasing you. You know what's the problem? ByuN needs to go back to Medivacs now, I think. He's got an 8 Marine drop down here. Still 56 probes on this map. There's a new base on the left. But these bases are all getting very low on resources, and floated his main out as ByuN. ByuN saved so many scans. He, like, stopped dropping mules a while ago. He was so traumatized. This orbital is full on energy, and he's still not dropping mules. Dude, oh no. Oh. Oh. ByuN has 2,500 gas in the bank, and all he's building is Marines, SCVs, and turrets, things that cost minerals, guys. And Showtime is building a daddy. It's only 1, though. I honestly, it's going to struggle to kill 1/1 Marines. He's trying to make +1 attack for it. 60 workers. They don't have anywhere to mine from. Like, he's... Okay, now he's got this and this base soon to be back up to 2 fresh bases mining, but Showtime commits. I think he should have kept committing there. I don't know. Marine drop in the main, being a bit of a nuisance. Zealots on top of that doing quite well. Uh-oh, ByuN's trying to corner him. ByuN's like, get back here, boy. Why are you running? Why are you running, boy? It's because you're walking outside your house while loading your shotgun, ByuN. Showtime, like any wise trespasser, is very quickly getting off your lawn. Yep, this is your property. This is a castle doctrine or whatever they call it. Oh man, he's overstimmed. The Colossus! Oh no, ByuN feels his heart sink. That Colossus may just be the end of this game. He's on pure Marine medevac. And he's overstimmed deep in Protoss territory. The Stalkers are chasing. The Zealots are sacrificial lambs at this point. That 1 Colossus, it didn't even do that much. It just scared him away. It just scared him away, got a few shots off, and the army was already so overstimmed. Oh, that is huge. Showtime does build splash damage, and it looks like this might be the end of ByuN's run in PiGFest 7. ByuN is a champion at PiGFest. He's given us so many great games over the years. It'd be kind of sad to see him go out this early, but I mean, this is a hard group. It's a really hard group. Serral, ByuN, Showtime. On paper, it was always going to be a very hard-fought match for second place between these two, and I really admire the fact that Showtime went so far out of his realm of experience and stayed cool, calm, and collected throughout. Normally, a player who plays so conservative, like Showtime, when they try to play like this, they have no idea what to do in these scrappy games. But he committed to the bit. The moment he just like went for the Stalkers focusing the orbital down, I knew he had figured out what his condition was there. Thermalance is on the way, guys. A bit of Viagra for the Big Daddy. There's 3 of them now as well. And there's going to be no way to hold that. 10. There's a 10 army supply lead for Protoss, but more importantly, there's a base in the corner. Another freshie going up. 71 probes to 29. Scan does take care of the Observer, but ByuN never had a chance to rebuild in this game. I mean, I think he could have tried to, actually. But what a fun game this has been. And what a fun way to finish the group stage of PiGFest, honestly. I am so pleased with this. I am shocked. Had some tech issues earlier today. It was a bit of a bummer. Some really quick one-sided series, but I always knew Showtime would deliver in the... him and ByuN would deliver in the decider. Colossus Sentry there. The Zealot's a bit far away. That's all right. He's trying to run the Zealots away while the Stalkers cover for them. The Stalkers actually ended up blocking them a little bit. Still got this gateway in the top left. Lots of Zealot warp-ins. ByuN's going to quickly go drop the other side. I don't think the Observer saw that. Ooh, this is a smart drop. It's a dangerous drop. Oh, Showtime's already rotating his army, so he's kind of nearby. Almost sees it, but not quite. Scan sees the army. ByuN just trying to hold that position. The Observer sees this. This might be isolated enough of an army to prompt him to just A-move. Yeah, he pulls the Colossus back to make sure they don't get volleyed. Oh, look at that. The Zealots getting on top of the tanks. The Colossus will clear those Marines so very fast. ByuN has a desperate triple drop on the other side of the map. But his position gets broken, and he knows those 20 Marines on the other side of the map aren't going to bring him back. Showtime at the end of a hard-fought game. A big smile, a big grin on his face. And is this Showtime's final form, guys? People were saying throw time before. Eat your words. This here is cheese time! All right, GG, well played, dude. What a wild last game. That was so much fun. The chat was so excited seeing you laugh in the middle of that absolutely wild clown fiesta. Talk us through your decision making to go for that strategy and commit so hard in game 4.
Honestly, I wanted to get an easy win because I find Tourmaline kind of difficult if it goes late. So I wanted to get a lead early on. But yeah, I checked with the Adept and there was a turret and I was very sad. And then I was like, well, what do I do now? I don't have a Robo, I can't go Robo Bay. Going for like Templar Archive is probably impossible. And then I was like, yeah, let's just channel our inner Haas and go crazy and try to like base trade with DTs. And I don't really know what happened in the game, to be honest. Like, I have no clue if I was like when I was winning or when I was losing. Like it was wild. I don't know.
Yeah, that's crazy, man. It was very cool to see you commit like that. If you do no damage with the DTs against a 3-racks, the timing is, I think, a bit too scary. The camera's dying. The German internet did lag you earlier as well. Was it just that one lag spike that got you earlier, or was there other lag throughout the games? I've heard the German internet's struggling these days.
Yeah, I don't know. An A server for me is pretty bad sometimes. Like I just randomly get 1000 ping for a minute or two and then it fixes itself again. I don't really know. Like I don't know if it's my internet or it's just my... Like my internet is usually fine. It's just my connection to the NA server is pretty bad.
Yeah, right. Like, well, earlier today, yeah, I had, yeah, it just was struggling really hard for me. So I don't know what happened there. Similar sort of thing where people get it. You can see it when like Wardy's casting on Asia as well and stuff. I feel like the BattleNet routing is not always amazing. But that's all right. We could just do the interview with you freezing up a little bit here and there. That should be okay. Actually, I wonder if Discord's... it doesn't matter. We'll just keep doing it. It's fine. You're phasing in and out, but that's all right. We can hear you clearly, which is all that really matters. Yeah, dude, the moment your Stalker's looped around, so the goal is, right, focus the orbitals down, and then he can't really deal with it. You got the natural orbital, but then you couldn't break in. There was enough bio with SCVs. You kind of had to back away. Did you think it was enough, having sniped one orbital at that time, to still be playable, or did you think you were kind of completely screwed? Because, I don't know, I guess, like, my thought was, like, you needed more damage at first, but you actually made a really good play of it.
Yeah, honestly, I had no clue. Not the type of situation I'm used to, so I was kind of lost in, like, I didn't know what my position was at all. Like, I just figured if I keep base trading, he has to keep coming back. I have better eco, so if it keeps going like that, I should be doing well. But I had no upgrades, and Zealot with no upgrades against 1-1 Marines. At some point, they become extremely bad. So I was I was worried at some point he would find a way to push me back and then force a fight. But I mean, yeah, I don't know. Like, as I said, I don't really know what the state of the game was or what exactly I should have done in what situation. I was just kind of going with the vibes, you know, just doing whatever.
Yeah, I think that's the way to play it though. And it's so funny because I was saying it was impressive that you flowed like that, because normally you're a more standard conservative player. And it's like, you know, you look at someone like Haas and they're playing a game like this and they're like, I have 30,000 games of stupid scenarios like this that I've been in a million times. They have that huge bucket of experience to draw on to like know all the weird win conditions in those situations. So I was really impressed with the way you kept avoiding fighting in front on, kept going around, and just kind of doing this. I'm just going to keep threatening the base trade style. How did you feel when you saw, I think it was 60 Marines in the middle of the map that you kind of stumbled into with your Zealots, DTs, and Sentries, and neither of you was watching for a moment? Was that a scary moment?
Oh yeah, the big fight. Yeah, I mean, it's exactly what I wanted to avoid. Like, he had so many Marines at some point. Like, I don't know. I definitely didn't want to fight there, but I had like a decent surround because, as I said, neither of us were paying attention. So I thought I would give it a try, but then I very quickly regretted taking the fight. Maybe I should have just run away.
Yeah, someone pointed out a lot of the Zealots got their charge cancelled because I think you kind of like, you both were panicked. And I guess your Zealots had started charging, but then you gave them a right click and then another A move, so it cancelled the charge. And I guess that hurt a little bit. But he was on double upgrade advantage for a long time as well. Pure Marines, just he insta-scanned to kill the DTs as well, or had the Raven, either way. So that's a pretty tough spot. I would have loved to see Templar Archives in that kind of down and dirty scenario, just because you did have a little bit of gas. It's so hard to make a decision to tech up when you're on 1.5 bases. You've got like a weird corner base for a little bit, and then it's getting sniped, and everything's kind of all over the shop. Obviously, once you saw those Marines, you were like, okay, I need splash. Go for the Colossus. Do you think in hindsight, is that something you should have probably done a bit earlier or not? Like, I think it was good that you were so active on the map because he could never push you, right? Because you were so committed to the Zealot Stalker, but I guess you were just kind of going off vibes, like you said, and just feeling your way through it. It's kind of hard to come up with set rules or like optimal things for that sort of game, yeah?
Yeah, I mean, ideally, sure, like I would love to have High Templar with Storm or Colossus like way earlier, but it's just, if I invest into it, like I didn't even have a Robo for a long time, so I couldn't do that. And then I only made a Robo because of the Banshee, and then I made a Robo Bay, and maybe High Templar could have been an option, but I didn't have that much gas, and I kind of wanted to go back into DTs as well, and I don't know. It's very hard to say, because it depends so much on what he does as well. Because if he just sends it and I'm tagging up and he hits before my tag kicks in, then it's of course very bad for me. And if he just stays at home, then tagging up earlier would have been great. But it's impossible for me to tell what his ideas are in the position.
Yeah, it's really funny because there's so much understanding of where you are compared to your opponent and how timings work and what you can get away with and what you can't in a normal StarCraft game. And it really is, when you're playing that without the vision that we have observing, there's so many question marks. Like, normally you're like, okay, I know he's between 100 and 120 supply, and the only real thing is, has he gone for a third command center or a fourth and fifth barracks? You know, which way is he committing more? Like, there's these very clear flow charts, and it's just like a tangled ball of yarn. There's just so many different possibilities, and you really don't know what's going on. But let's go back a little bit to the Winter Madness game. You played late game there. It was hectic. I think you forgot the Tempest building damage upgrade for the entire game, but you ended up clawing it out in a really hard position. I want to go to, like, there was a moment where a lot of your army was down south trying to defend there, and then he actually started breaking your Tempest and High Templar in the north and overwhelming, and then you kind of F2'd your whole army and ended up, you started losing the fight, but then you turned it around and actually overwhelmed him, and it turned out to be quite good for you because he didn't have as much bank, and you were kind of forcing a big messy trade. Was that something you'd planned? You were already bringing that army forwards for this round, or was this just kind of like a, oh god, he's catching my army, I've got to do something?
It was planned because I felt like the way it was going, I was it felt like I was losing on both sides. Like I couldn't get my bases up, and he was taking more bases on the bottom, and my army couldn't really push into the PF at some point anymore. So I thought I should just try to jump on top of on one of the armies, and yeah. So I brought my army around, and I just sent it. I don't really know. Like it didn't feel that great for me, to be honest. Like it almost felt like I'm not sure. I would have to look at the replay, but it felt like I was kind of throwing away way more than he did. But yeah, if he didn't have much of a bank, then I guess it was still okay. But I don't know. I wasn't feeling confident after that one anymore.
Yeah, those fights are so hard to judge because it's kind of like the way Zerg plays against late game Terran, where you throw away a pretty inefficient wave or the start of a wave to like break through the position. But then once you're kind of on top of him and the Terran doesn't quite have everything as clean and organized, the fights get really bad for Terran. Like, and especially when you've got High Templar coming in from all these different directions that you'd had in reserve, and they're kind of dropping storms from odd angles that he's not able to EMP, and things got really scrappy and kind of crazy. Something I'm really big on is I really think with the cannon battery, a theory question, I think if you get that closer to the center of the map, it's way better than focusing on the edge. Because the moment you start doing that cannon battery Tempest Siege, he has to split his army off and try to like go around the edges. And if you're in the middle, it's really easy for you to choose multiple bases you can attack from, but also your army's closer to respond and like cut off his army when it's moving around. Whereas when you get focused up in one corner of the map, it makes it so hard to kind of catch it when he suddenly sends 70% of his army to the other side and kills 3 bases. And then you're responding to that, but then his army's pushing through the north because you haven't left enough units there. Whereas if you're in the center, it's much harder for Terran. They've got to go around the very edges of the map, and you kind of limit. So if they want to pull back, they have to kind of take the long path around. Whereas because he got center control, he could very easily choose which direction he was going to go, and it made his movement really hard for you to keep up with. Obviously, you took a nice ledge next to a base. It's a natural point to build cannons, and you were trying to deny those top bases. But at the end of the day, because you lost the bottom left, even if you were able to deny the top one, it still didn't feel like it was going that well. What are your thoughts on that? Do you think you should try to build the cannon battery more aggressively further forward? Obviously, it's very hard to get up, but in theory, do you think that's something you'd try in the future?
Like my idea was mainly to keep poking at his 5th base, because as you said, it's like I take the rich gas base, and then I can naturally build my cannons and batteries, and warp in High Templar, recharge them and all that. I don't know if putting them, like all the static into the middle, does much, because I'm not really threatening any base too much. I feel like maybe like the bottom.
You put it far forward in the middle when they're still really turtly, so you're still attacking the 5th mostly with it. Like you put it on his side of the sight blocker. It's quite far forward, but you've got it, like, you know, because he's so turtled up when they're playing that style, and they're not up to mass orbital yet, there's usually a window where Protoss has about 5k minerals, and Terran's not really ready to fight on the map yet.
Yeah, maybe. If it's a bit further forward and I'm actually like threatening like a base or something, then it could be good. It's just, I don't know. Like usually, if I try to set it up in the middle of the map somewhere, they just break it immediately, or they nuke it or whatever.
Yeah.
I've tried like a few times to get it. It almost never seems to work, but I guess in theory, if you get it, it would be like a strong position, yeah.
Yeah, I would, if you do check out the replays later, have a think about it. I also think the other option is the ridge on the left, because at least that's high ground, and then you can threaten the 3rd and the 4th from the same location, because you can start just at the very back of the high ground. But once you've got some cannons and batteries, you can kind of like leapfrog your cannon battery forward from there, and then you're in between the 3rd and the 4th. And obviously you can't directly threaten the 5th, but he can't really move out to the 5th without also being in your zone of control. So you've kind of got this, I feel like that's always the sweet spot, is if you're between a few of their bases, because it just gives you many attack angles and a lot of control. So I don't know, check that one out later. It's something I've been thinking about a lot, because I've been painfully watching Terran maul Protoss in the late game, and I'm just there like, please, what? I'm just thinking like, what can we do? We got to find solutions. We got to like really optimize this. You know, the StarCraft player response when something feels really difficult in the game is let's try and basically go into the tiny minutia to see what we can do to make it a little bit more playable. Sorry, I got to ask you questions rather than just rant. Anyways, big thanks for the games and everything. How did you feel in the first series against ByuN, and especially in that first game? Because that build confused the heck out of me, and I got to see everything. That was a crazy game he opened with in the first series. Yeah, what would you do differently? Did it shock you?
I think you can have way more units than I did. I just wasn't sure exactly what it was that he was doing. I guess it's pretty obvious, like it should have been obvious to me, but like I think that, like I remember I used to play against this kind of stuff a bit more, and I would just go like 2-gate and then the robo, and you chrono boost the warp gate a bit, and you just get way more units out. Whereas I think I went for like 4 Stalker from 1 gateway and at the late 2nd gateway and the robo, so I didn't have as many units as I could have had. Also, it's quite bad when you Reaper wall against that kind of build, because I put my 2nd gateway at the front and the robo also my natural, and if I cannot fend him off like in front of my base, I'm gonna lose all that and I'm stuck on 1 gateway.
Yeah, right.
And if I put my buildings where my Reaper wall is and he pushes there with a tank, I also lose everything. So it's really bad just to have the Reaper wall, because usually you just put like 2 gateways in the robe on the main base and you have constant production out of these. And in theory, you can even lose like the natural. Maybe you can get like a counterattack. I don't know, like a proxy pile and warp couple units, try to do something across the map, whatever. But with my
you don't
setup,
even need to go like to his base, right? Because if you just get rid of his production is so exposed,
yeah.
like if you get like an immortal and 4 stalkers on that, he can't build anything, and you can be on 1 base and you can be miles ahead, even if you're stuck on 1 base with tanks down your ramp, right?
Yeah, I think at some point it gets a bit scary if they have too many tanks in Liberator. Like Stalker Immortal becomes pretty inefficient, but yeah, you can also try to, like I kind of tried to camp his production, but he somehow got like a tank behind the mineral line and I couldn't do anything anymore. I think I killed like a starport at least, but yeah, I don't know. My response wasn't correct. I think, I don't know if there's like a different way of playing. Instead of playing like some sort of two-gate robo, maybe there's like a Stargate or something can be decent against it. But yeah, it's a build I don't really play much against, so it's hard to say.
Yeah, no, those situations are so awkward. Like, I like the 2-gate robo with just a bit of a faster robo, but I'm always wondering, is there a legit thing where you just go 4-gate and just pull like a few workers off gas, so you only have like 3 or 4 guys on gas, cut probes really early, just chrono warp gate, and build a gateway on the other side of the map as well. So like you just send a few units to go kill his economy, and you basically like, you're even more all in than he is to a certain extent, but it's fine because his production's on your side of the map. So you're just looking to like escalate before he gets a critical mass of units with that style. So I've been wondering about if that works, but it's such a fine thing, and it's hard to get practice against this stuff. But that's 2 top Terrans recently have done 1 base all-ins. Maru started his series against Clem last week as well with a 1 base all-in on that map, but it wasn't proxied. It was just, you know, Clem thought there was a command center on the high ground. So it's some cheeky openings kind of putting you on notice. You were playing pretty good in that series. What else, were your thoughts about the rest of the series? What do you wish you'd adjusted or done a little bit better there in the final game?
I'm not sure. I was pretty happy with how I played, I would say. What happened in the first game? I don't know, it was the proxy, right?
First game was proxy. Yeah. Second game, you wrecked him.
Yeah, I was a bit surprised by that, to be honest, because the game didn't feel great for me at all. For some reason, like, I thought he was doing some sort of marine tank push, so I made a lot of Stalker and that delayed my production and my Robobay and everything, so it didn't feel great. And then his first push, I don't know, it didn't feel like I was getting a good fight against it, so I was a bit surprised how he just ended up dying. But, I guess you take those. But, yeah, I don't know. I don't think I would change too much, really. I think I played well, like according to my ability at least.
Yeah, no, I thought it was really good. I mean, Mothership was good. I think Old Republic wasn't too bad. Just that final fight was a disaster where the EMPs like hit every single unit in your army, right? And he was able to just get too good of a fight because it felt like it was a pretty close game up to that point. I guess I was kind of hoping you'd have confidence to send some more Zealot run-bys, but it's so hard because I can see everything he's got. And that you were like had a bit of a safety margin, but he was like in your face that whole phase while you were trying to defend your fourth. And the Zealot Archon army, without Blink or Phoenix, you can't really force a fight, right? Like you can't chase him down or anything because he can always like pick up and fly away and stutter step, yeah?
Yeah, I mean, that game was a catastrophe, to be honest. Like Stargate is pretty bad, but I have like a build where I shade 3 Adepts in with the Oracle. And like it works because I play like Gas first and then 19 Nexus, 19 Core. Like it's a very specific setup. And a lot of Terrans go like 3CC, 3 Rex on Old Republic, and they struggle a little bit with it because they don't have that many units in the early game. But he opened Cyclone, and from there it's just terrible. Like I feel like if you play Stargate, you have to get some damage done, or at least you have to like shut down whatever the Terran does. Like if you catch a Medivac with a Widowmine drop with Phoenix, for example, it's good. But yeah, with the way the opening went, and I lost 2 Oracles, and I had to make another Oracle to have detection versus the Banshee, and like the game was just really bad. I think I was never in a position to do anything. Maybe in a different meta I could like do something, but I don't know. I feel like once you're behind against Terran, you have like absolutely no play with like a Stargate opening because you can't really, like, you don't have mobility, you can't really take fights, and you can't go late game either because you need a bit of an advantage to play late game. So it was just, the opening was not working at all.
It's a bit of a snowbally build where it can, you know, you can get a bit of damage with the oracles and it can go really well from there. But yeah, there's games where you don't have much vision in your behind. I think you dealt with the Banshees so well that you were in a very competitive position, actually. I mean, your Zealot Arc on Sentry defense, your Guardian Shields were really good. So I was really impressed because I thought you were just dead. Losing 2 oracles, having to build a third, I was like, you're screwed. Your macro is really good, number one. Like, you were just hitting your probes perfectly. Good chronos, no supply blocks. And it's a big map. So it just took him it was a bit harder for him to bully you, I think, just because of the rush distance. So maybe it was maybe a little bit closer than you think, which is a testament to how well you played it, man. But overall, this was great. You get the second spot. You played really well today. And that means I think you're playing Shin. Yep. It's Solar Hero on the other side of the lower bracket. And then it's you versus Shin. And the upper bracket is Maru versus Serral and Clem versus Raynor. So, yeah, how do we feel about that one, man? Have you played Shin much?
Yeah, I keep losing to him. I'm kind of upset, actually. Like, I feel like, I don't know why, but I just keep losing to him. I don't even feel like he's like that strong necessarily. Like, I feel like we have similar strength probably, but he somehow keeps beating me, and I feel like I need to change it. Like, if I lose again, I'm gonna be pretty upset again. But yeah, I don't know. I need to, like, for some reason, I always play kind of a bit silly against him. Like, he likes to make a lot of units and create like chaos, and for some reason I get baited into doing dumb stuff against him. I need to stop doing that, actually.
It's so funny. There's certain players who play this way where like you have a plan and you have a way of playing, and then you just find yourself fully committed to a Zealot Archon timing at like 7.5, 8 minutes, and he's got like a billion roaches or something. You're like, how did I get here? Like, what the hell? Like, how did I end up here again? But he's got good variety, really good mid-game timings. And, you know, sometimes it's a bit simple. Oh, this guy always tries to kill you between 5 and 9 minutes or whatever it is, you know. There's 1,000 things they can do there. And his early game is very clever. So, yeah, I think that'll be a really good match. I hope you can prepare well for it. I know he always brings out some really good build orders. And, yeah, I mean, great run at Home Story Cup. You're vibing right now. You've been playing well. Is there any reason? Is there any secret sauce? Are you, I don't know, you get a pet dog, you get a new exercise regimen, are you, get some superfood you're eating every day? Why is Showtime just kicking so much butt recently, man?
I don't know. I don't think I practice all that much. Like, I'm practicing pretty consistently, but with like no EWC or whatever, I'm not super in practice mode, I would say. Like, I just try to do like, I don't know, like 3-4 hours a day, just be consistent with that. And maybe some of the other players are slacking off more than me or something. I'm not really sure. I feel like I'm just the same I'm always, like roughly the same level I'm always playing. But I don't know, for some reason the results are like, especially at Home Story Cup, like I don't know why, but it's just it goes very well there. And yeah, I'm not sure. Just seems to be going well lately.
Consistent German efficiency over the long term, nothing special, just consistent work. And when your opportunities come, they come, right? And sometimes it's like that. Sometimes just the matchups flow. Okay, we do normally take a few questions from chat. There weren't too many this time. Did you know how late ByuN's upgrades were on White Rabbit when you hit the big attack timing? Because I think you were 3-2 against 1-2. His +2 hadn't quite finished.
No, I had no clue. I just it's just like the timing where I usually try to do something. Like once I have my gateways, like my 15+ gateways, and I'm maxed out, that's usually when I try to do something against Terran. And I guess it just worked out with the upgrades. But I didn't know, no.
Awesome. All right, yeah. Oh, Tectonic destabilizers. Do you normally get that straight away with Tempest in late game PvT, those games? Or like, was that just a rare exception? I always wonder when I should get... I guess if you've got enough money, you just click it straight away the moment you start going Tempests?
Yeah, I think if you are rich, which you should be, if you play Tempest, then yeah, you should make it immediately. I don't know. I think... I didn't even realize I didn't get it the whole time. I was wondering why the PF didn't die at the 5th base, because I kept shooting at it, and I was like, man, Tempest doing no damage, actually. And so yeah, I should have... Yeah, I don't know, I just forgot about it, I guess.
No worries. Awesome, man. Well, thank you so much for the interview. Good luck for your games. I can't wait to cast you in the playoffs, and I hope you have a fantastic day, man. So thank you very much, and we look forward to watching your games there.
Yep, thank you very much. Bye-bye.
Have a good day, man. Thanks a lot.
You too.